want to start this conversation from the beginning, because I feel like for you, music is such a core, foundational part of your life. What was the first moment you remember that you realized you had a relationship with music?
The first one, I don't know. I started very early to, I don't know, do some rhythms or some improvised melodies when I was a small child. And I just wanted always to produce something musical with my mouth. Yeah. And I have also very early memories with, for example, while I'm just going through the apartment of my parents and I see a TV and some song in it. And then I'm just, I don't know, I felt like so shocked, and I stopped and spent like so quiet because I was listening to a very old Ukrainian song, and the singer Nina Matviyenko is a big inspiration for me. And I heard just her voice and I was like, wow, is this an angel or what it is? So somehow I was always like very, I don't know, very, how to say?
Maybe captivated in a
Captivated.
way by the music.
Yes. So it always, I had this connection when I was a child and later. So, but I can't like say, oh, this was the first moment or something like that. Yeah.
It sounds like you had a very musical upbringing though. Like there was a lot of music in the house when you were a kid growing up.
Yes and no. So my father is a choreographer. Okay. So I used to dance a lot. And so you always dance to music.
Of course.
Yeah, but and we had some CDs, and I'm not so old, but I grew up without internet, yes. And
just of the age before the internet.
Yes, or internet already exists, but not in my house.
Yeah. See, I remember growing up and you had the old dial-up. Like you had the whole like sounds coming through when you used it, and like when you used the computer you couldn't use the phone, and all those kinds of things.
Yeah, so I grew up with some CDs and blah blah blah, and we had just some classical music in house, and a little bit of Madonna and some other stuff I can't remember. And but not so much music. I would say I grew up in an atmosphere with very small amount of music. I was like in a very special bubble with no television, with a lot of channels or internet or something like that. And but I had this opportunity to, for example, I went to a music school and played classical piano. And when my mom read a magazine where she found a phrase, if you can play jazz, you can play everything.
That is the phrase, isn't it?
And I was like, what it is? I want to know what is jazz. And I couldn't learn jazz, in my small town. So I grew up with this. Yes, I grew up with this idea of somewhere in this world is something like jazz, and I want to discover it and I want to learn it because I want to play and sing everything. I want to be able to do everything in music, something like that. Yeah.
So let's talk about jazz, because jazz isn't a genre that you hear at Eurovision very often, and you have one of the most insane backgrounds in it. You've won like European Young Jazz Talent Award prizes, been runners-up in places like Munich and doing all these kinds of competitions growing up. And you say there was that phrase, if you learn jazz, you can play everything. Now you know it. What's more important? Learning all the rules or learning how to break them?
Learning what do you like? I think this is the one of the most complicated questions, because you can learn all the rules or how to break them. But the most important thing, what and why do you like? And do you really like that? And if yes, then why exactly? So it's not about rules or breaking them. It's about this depth that's really difficult to find and to achieve.
Yeah, it's kind of finding your own identity in the sound, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And did you ever have to, when you were studying, did you ever have to really justify why you were making certain choices on the piano or with your voice or things like that to the tutors or the supervisors?
Yes, I had very different phases or times
Mm,
in the process I'm going through. And sometimes, at the beginning, my teachers, I was studying jazz in Germany, and
mm,
my teachers were saying me like, Victoria, you have Ukrainian roots, you have this authenticity, you have something special in you. Try to explore this. You won't sound so authentic if you sing blues or, I don't know, soul music. Of course, you can learn everything and you can be pretty good, but I have Ukrainian roots. And if I grew up with some atmospheres, I'm the only person who can give this color to the world.
yeah.
So, and every time I started to sing in Ukrainian, I really recognized that, wow, my voice sounds different, completely different. But because do you want this or not? If you try to sing always in English, you will sound as everything, like everything you've heard before in English. Of course, not exactly,
Yeah.
but still you are influenced by all the stuff you heard in this language, and you have some
Mm,
your special mix how you do this. And I recognize that when I try to do it in Ukrainian, of course, I also grew up with some Ukrainian music. But if we will compare how much music were created in English and in
mm,
Ukrainian, of course, in Ukraine, it's much, much, much less
of
music.
course.
So in some way, I understood that if I sing in Ukraine, I need to create what I like. I don't have a lot of options to copy because that I like, So they are
Yeah.
okay for me, but still there are so many things to explore and to create. How can I work with the language when I sing? Ukrainian for me is like the core, and I always want to keep.
Yeah, and it's exactly like you say, whenever you even speak in English or do anything in English, there's always that sense of going off what you know, being in Ukrainian, being true to yourself. That's where
Mm,
the uniqueness comes from.
mm,
And I
mm,
feel like moving on to Ridnym for a little bit,
mm-hmm,
that is a completely unique song in that I think it balances light and dark so effectively and so delicately. And it feels like you could kind of slip into both at any moment. Why did you
mm.
want the song to feel like that, to walk that tightrope?
Yeah. First of all, thank you for these kind words.
That's all
And
right.
yeah, and I wanted to do in Ridnym like to combine both sides of me, like this darkness and this lightfulness. And for me, it was important because the song is about this inner transformation. And not just, oh, I decided to change, but about this fear when you're at this moment where you feel like it doesn't make any sense to continue to live or to create. And you don't see light, you don't see hope, and you want just to stop and give up everything.
Hmm.
But still somehow you find this something very small, but this is enough to start to grow up and to decide to live and to continue to create despite everything.
Yeah, it's an inner
And
spark.
yes, yeah, oh yes, exactly, really cool word. And yeah, but it's very difficult to come to this decision if you feel over years like very bad. So for me,
Hmm.
it's like a fight. You are fighting, and it's like hope is coming to you, and you believe you can do this, and then come again dark, brutal times, and you
Hmm.
trying your best, and then understands no, I've never be able to live the life I really want, and something like that. So that's why, yeah, for that song, it was very important to combine these, for example, acoustic, orchestral string sound and something Ukrainian like bandura. This is ARP likely sound with this electronic brutal beats or something like just doing your energy, giving your energy, and
it's those different colors fighting, and it does make me think. I mean, this song is definitely about encouraging people to find their own fight. How have you been balancing the light and the dark in your life of late?
I don't have enough words to explain how I feel
I can imagine.
while you ask. Yeah, because it's of course it's not just like a story that I created and I want to say. Of course, it's very personal. It's very personal story of mine, of what I'm going through, and I don't know. I just were in that point in my life where I thought no, and it was like over a year darker and darker in my mind. And but some, I felt like I have like 1% in myself, in my soul, that trying to say me, no, you don't really want to leave this world. Actually, you want to live, you want to create, you want, and somehow I tried to be connected to this 1%, and somehow, from that point, now I'm at the Eurovision, and I'm having like so many projects and so many things I want to do. It's like, it feels like, I don't know how. It's a very difficult question. But
I suppose it feels like you're creating kind of a world for yourself outside of the real world.
Yes, and this is like what is the song about? That I believe, I want to show that impossible is possible. That's why I have this long note in my song, because it's not just because I can sing for so long without breathing.
It is a really long note, though.
Yes, but for me, it's not because of I want to do something that nobody did before. No, it was born of this idea that if you decide to try, if you give you a chance, then from this decision, the new reality can grow, and it can become even brighter, even taller than we ever could imagine. So for me, it's like, you think, oh, she needs to breathe now. She needs to breathe now. Oh, wow, it's impossible. Wow, it's possible. This is about this emotion. I want people to feel, like the dream is coming true in front of you right now. And all of you who listening to this song can do the same. Like something like that.
Yeah. So now we've spoken about you as Leléka. Why don't we chat about Donbas Girl for a little bit? Who is she?
It is a part of myself. And since I have this second project, I feel like I'm completed. I feel like this circle finally exists, not just a lightful part of me, because I do Leléka for so long, for 10 years, and it always was and is a very sincere project to myself. But I, as a person, also going through some changes, and I'm trying to accept myself and to discover who I am, what I like, and like psychologically, I understood that I have much more. I'm not just loving everybody and I'm so kind person. I discovered that, wow, I have a lot of reasons to be sometimes angry or to be in a bad mood. And I want to learn how to accept this and to be kind to myself, and also accept this this right in myself to be angry, to protect this light and something like that, So that's why I last 7-8 years I was dreaming about creating Donbas Girl as a alter ego project where I can be like not beautiful, not correct, sometimes aggressive, playful, not thinking how people see me, just express everything I have in me with fun, with joy, and in a very artistic, artificial way. So, now, every time I do a Donbas Girl show where I'm screaming, dancing, jumping, and when I let other people also scream everything they want, I feel so light, or how to say, I feel like, oh, I want to come back to Leléka again and be
Yeah.
such a kind and polite person, because now I'm released.
Well, it's one of the
Something like
things
that.
it's one of the things I wanted to ask you, because listening to the Donbas Girl songs, I do feel like they're this really creative way of getting a lot of the anger out of you, because you must have
Yes.
such frustration at different things. I mean, when you were being part of the music industry, being a woman in the music industry, do you ever feel like you're not allowed to be angry and that this is a way to be like, now I am?
Yeah, you know, it's not even, yes, as a woman, I'm some like, I have a lot
Oh,
to
yeah.
express. But you know, even like being just a human, for example, in a jazz scene, you know, often I felt like, wow. For example, now I'm playing a song and I really want to dance to it. But if I'm a real serious musician doing serious art,
Hmm.
somehow people think if I will start to dance while singing in a jazz scene, it might mean that my music isn't enough to be an art. So I'm trying to do a show to show that I also can dance, and try to
Hmm.
impress people with that. And I felt like in a,
Kind of boxed in.
yeah, in a box, because sometimes I want to dance just because I want to dance. And if I have this feeling in me, I want to be free or have enough space to express everything I want in music. And that's why for me, Donbas Girl was like, wow, completely another scene, completely another audience, completely another style of festivals. And like, yeah. And of course, being a woman and being a good girl, I always was like, oh my God, the best girl in the town, who studies well, has
Yeah,
good,
because there were those expectations. You wanted to meet
yeah.
them.
Yeah, and you know, and I'm so tired of that. And Donbas Girl really helping me to be what I am, to accept what I am, and yes, not to be kind and write this crazy lyrics. I don't know, and
Mm.
expressing this anger. I don't. Yes. Okay. Yes. I
I
hope
feel
you
like that sums it
understand
up.
what
I
I want to
do
say. Yeah.
completely. I feel what you want to say as well.
Okay. Oh, thank
And
you.
and I feel it in the art, because when I listen to Donbas Girl, you hear this kind of dark, industrial, electronic kind of
Yes.
sound. And
Yeah.
but there are similarities between this and Ridnym. For example, on
Yes.
Zbroya, you sing "What's a Storm? I Don't Fear It," or sort of
Yeah.
translation of the Ukrainian. And as Leléka on Ridnym, you sing "When We Oppose Our Fears." So
Yes.
you feel like both of those sides are different ways of projecting kind of the same idea, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, it's everything about me. And these both projects are about what I feel. Yeah. And I think the rhythm, this is the first try for me to really to combine this, to try to accept not separately this side of me and this side of me, but yeah, trying to become,
To merge the two.
yes, yes. So yeah, absolutely. So fears, yeah, playing a big role in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, we could even touch on that, because Ridnym is going to be heard by 150 million people at Eurovision as Ukraine's act. And everyone watching will have their own idea of Ukraine now, of what it's been going through over the last 4 years, how people there feel about all of that's been going on. Do you feel like there is an expectation for Ukrainian artists to present themselves in a different way internationally to others, because you want them to get a certain view of it, when in reality your feelings on it may be more raw, kind of more of the Donbas Girl feeling? Is that something that you've been thinking about?
Yes, I think people have always expectations.
Hmm.
So to all artists, not only to me as a Ukrainian artist. And of course, you know, this song, maybe I would love to perform on Eurovision like a very aggressive Donbas girl, just doing dark, depressive things. But I think I will have enough stages in the world where I can do this. And for me, Eurovision was like, I was searching for a form where I can create like sound that is easy to listen to, but still I'm very sincere and I'm explaining what I want to tell. But yeah, in this mixed kind of style. And when I did this, for example, this orchestral sound, a lot of people saying like, oh, Disney, she is a princess.
Yes.
She is an angel. She's bringing us light, Ukraine, for peace and everything. And, and I'm like, yes, I was searching for this kind of form, but I'm not a princess. And I'm actually, I could be a very uncomfortable witch, I would say. Yeah. And I don't know. This is about balance, of course. I don't know how to answer your question.
Yeah. Would you say that there was maybe when you were coming up with the song and trying to fuse these two identities together, was there a sense you wanted to kind of shatter the expectations people had? To kind of say, there's the Disney, but this is the real thing.
Yes, because in every fairy tale, it's like a form that easy to see and to understand. But actually, every good fairy tale is based on a very deep, very important story with very important values. And yes, I wanted both. Just tell it in a kind, polite way, but at the same time to broke all these shablons, how to say,
maybe emotions or sounds.
No, like what people think they think, but it's not like it is.
Oh, perceptions.
but maybe perceptions. But yes, there is another word. But yeah, but at the same time to break all these things and to show something else, not so beautiful or not so kind, or just real fear or real anger and doubts and something like that. Yeah. But this is for me very, very, very difficult question of balance, because I don't want to destroy everything, but show a little bit what the acceptable amount of how terrible sometimes it feels what we are going through. I don't know.
Yeah, that is a really difficult balance. It's something that really fascinates me about this is how much of the reality do you show before someone thinks, oh, that's too much for me to accept.
Yeah. Because, we all people, we want just to live our lives. We want something lightful and feel a little bit happy, because there are so many terrible things in this world. And when we go to Eurovision, we want just to be entertained and just have fun. And this is beautiful. And this is what music also is for, just bring some joy. But as an artist, sometimes if you don't feel like that, you want to create something else to give people the feeling. Yeah, I don't know, but somehow I wanted to mix of this, be sincere, but in the way that it's not making people, oh, I want to be to take a distance from this. I don't want to watch this. Something like that. Very difficult, because for me, I wasn't in a pop music like in the last 10 years. I was like doing just my art, my albums, niche music, acoustic sounds, just pure art, and not thinking how people will react to this or not, because I'm not caring about being famous or making a successful career. For me, this inner core of just being as much sincere as I can, or watching as deep as I can in myself or in my feelings or in feelings of others people, And now, on this platform, it's like, I'm a very, the Rosalia for me is a
Yeah,
big inspiration,
that makes a lot of
and,
sense. I can
and,
hear that.
and what she's doing is like, it is art, what she's doing. It is some
Absolutely.
new, beautiful ideas she creates, but at the same time, it's a pop music, and it's working somehow that it could be, yeah, for a brighter for a big audience. And for me it was like, wow, is it possible to do that? I thought you maybe a star that doing what people are wanting you to do and doing art, but nobody cares that you exist and you just do art for doing art. But she's combined this in such a beautiful way.
Yeah,
So yeah, and for me now this Eurovision thing is like this challenge, like
it's the
Rosalia.
combination.
Yeah, Rosalia is sitting and I have an exam. Will I go through or not? Will I pass this exam to do art while doing pop music and to combine this in a beautiful way and being sincere, not taking compromises or something with myself? Because if I will, I don't want to go on stage if I do something that others people want. It's
Yeah.
very complicated. Yeah.
If it means a lot to you, I would say that you've already passed that test in that
Yeah.
combination. I would say
Oh.
so. Yeah, it definitely
Okay.
comes across on both levels. I mean, the other side of it is obviously you were making art for yourself and not worrying so much about the external expectation. Now at Eurovision, you'll be aware that you're Ukraine's act,
Yeah.
how much Eurovision means in Ukraine. Are you aware of kind of the place you now have for people in Ukraine when you perform?
Of course. I feel like a big responsibility because this contest means a lot for our society. We have a lot of fans, and I really want to bring my people these feelings and this light to be proud of our own culture, of music we can create. And yes, I feel a big responsibility because it's not about representing myself as an artist. It's about representing the whole country, being the voice of my people, showing the beauty of our culture, and somehow, on one side, yes, oh wow, it's a big honor. On the other side, oh my God, heavy. It's heavy. It's huge responsibility.
Yeah, it's going from dancing like nobody's watching to dancing when you know everybody's watching.
Yes, exactly.
And why did you feel like Ridnym was the right song to try and do this with? Because you have made so many incredibly diverse kinds of sounds before. Why was it this one that you thought, this is how I want to represent myself to Europe, to the world?
If I think, so we have like music side and this message lyric side. For me, like the meaning of the song, I felt like, wow, I feel this should be the song I will bring to Eurovision because I believe this song can give hope to all people that could need it. And I think in our dark times, hope is a good option to have.
I think that's an understatement, isn't it?
Yeah. So somehow, my heart just said yes. And musically, I thought like, I don't want to do like a pure dancey track, but I like dancey tracks, but I don't feel like it would be the right way for Ukrainian artists right now to be with a party song or something like that, or just angry song, also with a beautiful beat. Yeah. So for me, it was like, wow, I want this kind of mix. Yeah. This orchestral sound and something. And, for example, orchestral music, it's like how to say, business card of European classical music. Yeah.
Yes.
And for example, bandura, which is very beautiful old Ukrainian folk music instrument. For me, it's kind of Ukrainian harp.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to put this sound into this orchestral feeling and to show that Ukrainian colors in European context are very valuable and they are fitting very, very good.
Yes.
So you know that, yeah, and maybe we are missing these colors and we need to see and to hear them. Yeah, so, something like this. I don't know. Everything feels for me right. The sound, the aesthetic, the style, the combination of different worlds musically, the lyrics and the meaning.
As a last thing, I'll ask you. We've spoken about the Leléka side. We've spoken about the Donbas Girl side, your Ukrainian side, your European side, all of these different dichotomies.
Mm-hmm.
With all of those things in mind, who is Victoria?
Victoria is just a free artist that really, really loves Ukraine.
That is the perfect answer.
Maybe yes, maybe not.
I think it is. I think it is. Yeah, all of those things becoming one incredible Ukrainian artist who we're all going to enjoy watching in Vienna. And personally, I can't wait to see how it's going to turn out for you.
Oh, yes.
Leléka, thank you so much for agreeing to chat.
Thank you for your time, for your question. This was really a big pleasure to talk to you.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you very, very much.